Hello everyone, awesome to have you here. Thanks for joining. So my goal today is to get you all a green square on GitHub. So I have lots of open source work we do in our community, and I have so much that I want you to do some of it. I can show you what we need to do. They're as simple as some of them raising issues, some of them raising pull requests, some of them sorting out merge conflicts. So if you're feeling more confident, let's do some merge conflicts. There are quite a few of those because I made a little bit of a boo-boo. You're going to find out. I'm going to show you. But how are you all doing? How do you like my virtual office? I hope you're all doing well. And we've got so many exciting things happening in the community at the moment. We have a new website repository going up, so we want to welcome new people, talk about our code of conduct, the projects we're working on, which ones they can get involved in, lower the barrier to entry for those new people. And then we've got another one that I'm thinking of. Let me know what your thoughts are and what your ideas. We have a support repo where you can raise questions, you can get asked to get added to our GitHub organization to make your GitHub profile look more active and better and get more involved and so on. So those sorts of exciting things going on. But one idea we do have, and I really want to put it out there to you, let me know what you honestly think in the chat. But one of the ideas we have is, what about a tips repo, as in TIPS? And the tips repo is, rather than just raising an issue saying I've learned this or I've learned that, what about having a list of JSON files? And so if you learned something new today or new this week, you could share it as a tip, and it would be a JSON file. And then what we would have a GitHub action that brings all those JSON files together into the README, like puts links for them, and then maybe creates an individual markdown page from the JSON file. Lots of ideas like that. So let us know what you think. Do join in the Discord to join in the conversation. There is a link in the description below. Right, awesome. What else are we going to do today? So many things. Open source, open source, open source. You are doing open source. I'll do some, but you're going to do lots, right? We're going to do this together. And Hacktoberfest is just around the corner. I'm really excited to get all of you contributing to open source. Do the Hacktoberfest challenge so you can get free swag. And I will do a video or a live stream on me unboxing my swag from last year, because I've still got it wrapped up from Hacktoberfest with stickers, t-shirts, and various things. I obviously have the usual stuff that I do have, which is I have my GitHub cushion. We're gonna get smaller. GitHub cushion. I have my GitHub plushie. There we go, with the tentacles. And I have my GitHub stars. And I think I got some more. Right, I'm kind of in focus. That's not in focus. Let me move out the way. Camera focus. There we go. So I do have some more swag arriving from GitHub that I will show to all of you in the next week. I think it's coming out. All right, let me catch up with the chat. It's awesome to see the regular people. It's awesome to see the new names. So everyone, if you see someone new, say welcome in the chat. Let them feel welcome. I think it's really good. And that's one thing I pride ourselves on our community with all of you, is that we're not just technically really good, and we're all very welcoming. And I think that's really, really important. So don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, by the way. I am really looking forward to grow the community with your help. So shall I share my screen? Let me share my screen. Is this the right one? That's the wrong one. Let me share my screen. There we go. Okay, this is my GitHub account. I just want to say a couple of shout outs to some of my sponsors. I really appreciate my sponsors. And one of my biggest sponsors is Steven. So thank you very much. Do go check out. He's starting a YouTube channel. And so it will be good to give his channel a shout out when he starts. But a big thank you to everyone else as well. Russ, Remco, Nathan. I've got a private one. Andrew and Praveen, and the amount isn't important, right? If you I just want to kind of grow the sponsorship just to feel that I'm helping you. So if you just got $1, that's enough. That will keep me happy, and I really appreciate that. So our organization, this is our organization. We've got 53 members. If you want to join the organization, let me know. I'll gladly send you an invite, and we're going to look at some of the open source pull requests we've got, issues we're going to raise, lots of things we're going to work through together. So I hope you've got your laptop ready. I hope you're logged into GitHub. Let me just check out the chat and see what I have missed. Okay, we got the hey everyone, awesome to have you. The green screen at the back. Yeah, it's the green screen at the back. Yes, that was fake. I used to have it black before, I think, and then I put the video, and now I've got like the fake office. But don't tell anyone, it'll be our secret. We'll say it's real. I wish one day. Krishna, I'm completely new to GitHub. You told me about Hacktoberfest in your last live stream, so the session is going to be useful for people like you. Yes, it is. It's going to be useful for all of us, no matter what level you're at. Even if you're like advanced at open source, solving conflicts does get a bit challenging. So we're going to do that today as well. And we're also going to do a variety of things. So I'm watching the clock. I've got just over an hour. We're going to power through. So if I miss things in the chat, I do apologize. Hopefully, if someone else in the chat knows the answer, do jump in and give an answer back. I'd really appreciate that. I see some names from the Discord. Awesome to have you here. Great, everyone. Okay, let's get started. The tips repo is a nice idea. That's good. Okay, cool. So we might have to get onto that. Because then if we do a tips repo, it's not only good for tips, but you get to practice pull requests and you get those green squares every day. So what we're going to do today, so let's have a look. So I have got some, what was the repo? I made a boo-boo. I'm gonna show you this boo-boo that I made. Let me see. I think it was in EddieBot. Don't worry too much about the EddieBot code. It's to do with this all contributors bot on the EddieBot repo. Bear with me, it's not like bot inception. But what you do is you write in an issue or a pull request the words, I can show you an example actually. If I go to issues. You just bear with me, you're going to kind of laugh. Where is it? Someone did raise an issue and then I'm pretty sure it was this one. Was it in a pull request? So all these pull requests have conflicts and we're going to work on these together and hopefully you're going to do them. So if you want to do anything, let me know. We'll assign them to you. It'll be awesome. But the issue was someone raised a comment. Let me see if I can find it. I should have been more prepared. But these are raised from the bot itself. Remind members to contribute to open source. Was this the one? Let me see. So what you write, no, that's not the one. But you write like in a comment, I think anyone can write it. We're going to test it out with you. So I'm quite new to the All Contributors bot. But if you write at All Contributors bot, Eddie contributed to the docs or the source code, then the bot will raise a pull request. And the whole point of it raising a pull request is it puts that person's GitHub information to the bottom of the README. So if you look down here, we've got quite a few people at the bottom. And it puts the right icon to match what the work they did. So this was code. I think this is tests. This was like, there's a whole raft of them. Ideas, planning, and feedback. I don't know if you can see that or if it's too small. So it does that. But what I did was I put a comment for each person because I couldn't put them in one issue. So I put a comment for one person, put a comment for another person. But then the bot started conflicting with itself. So I still want to get all those people added, but we need to resolve these conflicts. But that's quite hard. So maybe we'll start off with something simpler first. So who hasn't got a green square for today and who wants one? And let's see where we are. Great, lots of people excited to learn. That's awesome. Great to have you here. We're streaming early. I'm at work now. Sorry, Mohammed. I have got calls later on, so I had to stream earlier, not at all. And I really miss live streaming with you all. I think a couple of weeks ago I streamed every day, and now last week and a half I've only streamed like a few times. I really miss that. I love working with you all because your questions bring me so many ideas and makes me learn so much more as well. So like I said, here we go. I think this is one. Add new contributors to README was raised by Bolt, and he mentioned that some people were missing. So I think that was really good. So what I did is I did all this. I put everyone in. And then the bot replied, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm confused. So I realized you can't put multiple people in one comment. So I went down here and I did it again. I don't know why I did it stupidly again. I think it's because maybe I thought actually one of the labels was incorrect. And then I realized it wouldn't work. So I went through and added each person. Problem with adding each person is it conflicted with itself. Because it kept updating the same lines of code. So I need to go through and do those individually. So there's a couple of ways we can do this, and you're going to do this because I want you all to get involved. So if I share a link to this, repo, or to this issue actually, if someone can test something out, that'll be really good for me. So could I have someone, and I can even put it in the chat what we're going to do. So I think the first person was Ruth, but I think she got added. Let's just check. We'll find the first one worked. Yeah, Ruth's been added, but then the second one didn't. So Alan hasn't been added. So what I'm really keen to do, if someone could just test this out, I'm going to paste this into the chat. If someone could just copy and paste that and put it in as a new comment, at the end of the issue. I really want to see if the bot obeys that. It will probably cause a conflict, but don't worry, we're going to get onto resolving those together. But I just want to see if the bot obeys from other people or if it has to be project owner. I'm not sure about that. So let me know in the chat who wants to give that a go. Can we create a bot who can do a pull request based on the issue created by the user? You might have to elaborate a bit more on what that would do. Raise an issue. You can get your green square by going to this repo and raise an issue with your idea, but make sure you explain it more, and we can have a look at doing that in a future live stream, and we can maybe chat about it before the live stream on what we'll do. So while someone's putting that comment in, let's go to pull requests. And let's have a look. So we've got some other big pull requests. I'm not going to worry about those for now. I just want to sort out the ones by the all contributors bot. So Alan had their PR conflicted. So this is how you resolve a conflict in GitHub. And it's going to happen, right? It doesn't happen that often, but it does happen, especially if your branch isn't up to date or your fork isn't up to date. So always keep those up to date. So I want to resolve this just in the GitHub UI. Let me know if you have any questions as we go along. Make sure you put a Q at the beginning of the chat so I don't miss it. Hey Alex, awesome to have you here. Right, so I'm going to resolve this manually. So what it's done is Ruth got added in the previous, so Ruth's in the develop branch. This is how you resolve a conflict. GitHub or Git shows it like this, even if it's on the command line locally or if it's in on GitHub. By the way, everyone, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. It really helps support the channel. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate it. Maybe share it with your friends. They'd want to learn more about open source and GitHub and getting free swag and all sorts of awesome stuff. So it's telling us that develop has this and our branch from all contributors has this. So we can resolve that quite easily because we want both. I don't think the order matters here. So we can just delete the conflict markers, and we want all of it. So we'll delete that. I'll delete that. Let me just check. Oh, actually, that might not be quite good because that's not finished properly. So that starts correct. It starts with login. They all start with login. So this one ends with maintenance. So we would need to close the the square bracket, or angle bracket, and then we would also need to close the object. I hope you're all paying attention. I need you to check my work, but also I'm going to get you all to do this because you'll get a commit, green square, you'll get, once it gets merged, I don't know if you get another green square, so we want you to get lots of green squares today. Right, so that closes the object. So I think that should be correct. If I put a comma, and then over here, I should be able to open the bracket and then remove the last part here. I think that looks all right. I'll give you a moment all to have a look. Let me know what you think. Mohit, why did my comment get deleted? I didn't see anything in the chat. It usually comes up, and you're talking about the Mohit. You're talking about the YouTube chat. It usually says if Nightbot has deleted the comment. But I don't see anything in the chat. That comment asking why has my comment been deleted appears. I don't see anything above that. Did I check out your PR about the profile? We'll get to that. Remind me, Alex, in a bit. We'll get to that. I'm focusing on the ADBot conflicts at the moment. Getting an idea of open source projects for a beginner. Joel, great question. We have lots of open source projects you can get involved in, from documentation to Node to TypeScript. We have loads of stuff. Let us know what your tech stack is and we'll try and find you something. Right. Yeah, okay, brilliant. I can't pronounce your name. Ritvij, hopefully I've pronounced it correct. I'm really sorry if I haven't. And we'll chat more in the Discord and you can help me pronounce that correctly for next time. But if you think that's going to work, that's really good. So I want to commit that. Okay, so I'm going to commit this. Marker's resolved. Oh, there's another one up here. Oh, there's two files, right? So there's the contributor, their Java JSON file, and then there's also this file. And we want both of these people. So I'm going to delete that. And then we'll go back to the beginning and just delete these markers. It doesn't matter. It will overwrite this in the next one. So it's not the end of the world if I get this section wrong. But that should be correct. So now go to the top. Let's hit markers resolve, confirm merge. Page is out of date? Come on. I haven't seen that before, so that's a new one. Okay. It's saying if you want to start over, you leave the page, but GitHub's saying don't leave the page. Nothing like having a live stream kind of issue and challenge. But, you get to see this for real, because if I did this in a video, you just get to see it working perfectly. I'm going to leave the page. I can make those changes again really quickly. Right, so let's leave those page. So I think it still worked, although it thinks it updated. There was a problem. I think it looks like it's worked. That's awesome. Okay. Shubham, open source. Yes. Mohit, that's what I was saying before. I think I might have missed that. You might have to repeat that for me, Mohit. Remember, spell it out for me. I need it just really simple in the chat. Otherwise, I'll get confused and miss it. I only have a small brain up here, and you can see I've cut my hair. So that's where all my powers come from. Joel, I'm more into front end, trying to find an open source project. Joel, join our community, raise an issue on our support repo. Let me get you a link to the organization. Just raise an issue on the support repo. I'll add you to our organization and join the Discord, and let's have that conversation. So this should be done now. So this looks like it's done. So if I just check the files change and that conflict we resolve, it looks like it's added one person, and it's added it to the HTML. So I'm gonna resolve that. I'm gonna approve that and say looks good to me. Thumbs up. It's just a bot, but just to keep up practices. Okay, so I want to squash and merge that, so all these different commits end up as one commit. So I'm gonna squash that and get that merged in. Right, so who wants to do the next one? I'm doing everything at the moment, and I really want to delete the branch. We don't need that branch. So we've got the next person in, but we've still got more conflicts to resolve, as you can tell I have caused. So who wants to resolve the next one? I'm pretty sure you can. I might have to add you to organization if you're not added. But again, it's a similar sort of issue. So who wants it? Write open source in the chat if you want this. If you want something easier, let me know. I can get you something easier. Let me know what you want to start with. Open source, it's like with social media. Well, it is social coding, right? It is just getting started that is the hard part. Once you start, things will snowball, and then it will just escalate from there. You will find more projects. You will network with more people, you'll get the jobs, get the money, the networking, everything that you deserve. So I highly recommend getting involved. Let's have a look. What else have we got in the chat? What have I missed? Jivesh wants an easier one. Okay, so let's see. You want it easy, so you don't want to resolve a conflict. You want to raise an issue. Let me see. What have we got? We've got a few people writing open source in the chat. Awesome. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's divvy them up. So, if multiple people do it, it's not the end of the world. And it's going to be interesting if people aren't part of the organization. You might have a few extra questions. You might have to do a fork and switch to that branch. But we're all going to learn this and figure this out together. So let's have a look. Right. So I think someone should raise an issue. So who hasn't got a green square today and who's really new to open source? Then I'm going to put a link. If you can just go to the link to this page, and if you can go to new, and then just write in here I'm not going to save this. Resolve conflicts with all contributors, something like that. So who wants to raise that and get a green square for today? Let me close that, because I'm not going to raise that. I want someone else to raise it, so I can share this in the chat. You know what? Everyone knew who's to open source. Multiple people can raise that issue. Do you know why? Because what is the worst that will happen? I'll take the first person who raises it, and we'll keep that one open, and all the others will close. Not delete, close. So you'll still get the green square and the contribution for today. So don't worry. Trust me, you're not going to die. You're not going to lose any money. It's not going to have a negative impact. It's only positive. You still get the green square for raising the issue. Only if you're new to open source, raise the issue. With the people who aren't new and want something more challenging, I want you to do some pull requests, and I want you to resolve some conflicts. So if multiple people want to raise that issue, that is fine. We will just take the first one that gets created. Let me refresh. Oh, wow. 2 seconds apart. Nice. Okay, so we've got a couple. We'll leave them open for a second, but we will close the ones that are the newer ones. I'll just take the first one for now. But you'll still get the green square, so don't worry. Right. Everyone's still on page. On the same page, on board. Nathan, your message got blocked by Nightbot because I think you had too many E's in it. We're writing green. Okay, I would be bringing up your comments on the screen and sharing those. I've only probably got mine queued up at the moment. Yes, I would bring those up, but because we're short on time and I really want to get all of you contributing to open source, I'm not going to do that for today. So let's have a look. I'll fight you, Nightbot. Yeah, give Nightbot a run for its money. So Krishna is new. Right, did you raise an issue? Let me have a look. If I refresh, we have only 3. Which one's yours, Krishna? We're going to keep just one open, just this one. We'll just keep this one open. But feel free, if you're new, raise this issue. Get that green square for today. Today's first green square by raising an issue. It's all contribution. It all adds value. So don't worry about raising an issue than someone closing it. Look, I'm going to show you. You're not going to die, right? Let's do the first one. So this one, let me just grab the URL for this. Is the one we're going to keep. I'm not going to assign it to me. And I'm going to go to the second one. And I'm just going to say, thank you for raising. Can't spell raising. Thank you for raising, but this is a duplicate of, and I'm going to paste in the link to the other one. And I'm going to close it. Right, everyone pay attention. Jivesh, hopefully I pronounced that right. When I hit close, they're still going to keep the green square, and I promise you they're still going to remain happy and healthy. So I'm just going to close that, and they're fine, and they've still got the green square for today. So I'm going to do that for the next one as well. So we're just going to keep one open as well. Thank you very much for raising. Thank you for raising, but this is a duplicate of 187. And it is, and that's fine. And that's why it's important. I think people get scared and nervous about raising pull requests or raising issues that it's going to get closed. If it gets closed, you still get the contribution value and no one gets hurt and no one dies. I'm just going to leave one open for the moment. Right. Who wants something more complicated? So we have this one. It's got a conflict. Who wants to resolve it? We've got quite a few to go through, so I need to power through and race through these. And you can resolve them in the GitHub UI. You don't have to clone the repo. You can do it all in the UI as I showed earlier. Right. Let's have a look. Joel raised an issue. Awesome. I think I might be a bit behind. I think I closed that one already. Yeah, I think I did. But thank you for raising the issue, Joel. Gargan, hi Eddie. I'm a beginner React project. Can you show me how to maintain show mine GitHub to people so they can get stars? Some very tiny features in the project implement. Gargan, let me reread that again. I think I read it too fast and missed some things, and maybe you missed some things as well. Oh, I have some beginner-friendly React projects. Can you show them a GitHub? We'll do like kind of open source project reviews next time. I'm really keen to get more people get their green squares for today on kind of a bit more repetitive work, and then maybe some more complicated ones. So we will look at that. Raise a support ticket. We do have a support ticket. So if you go to our support repo, we do have a label where we can review. If I go to this issue over here, so we do have labels like, there's invite me to the organization. So if you want to join our GitHub organization, raise an issue and put that label on it. If you don't put the label on it, don't worry, I will do it. That's not a problem. But you've got open source review. If you if you mention your project links in there, then I can do that in a live stream. I will, what I'll do is I'll filter by that label and I'll go through and review people's projects, give them a shout out and get people involved and contributing. Okay, right. So who's next? So who wants to do something? Oh, we've got another one. Getting open source in front end. Let's have a look. Eddie, can you help me find an open source project? Join your Discord. Okay. I'm going to transfer this, which I've never done before. Let's see how we can do this to a different repo. I'm pretty sure you could do this. Edit, can I do that? This should be going in the support repo, but thank you very much for raising, Joel. Actually, I thought I could transfer it, but if I can't, here you go, transfer issue. Let me transfer. Choose a repository. Let's move to the support repo, transfer. First time I've done that, right? First, we're all learning something new today. Okay, brilliant. So that will be there, and then we can put the label on it with a question, and then we can have a look at that later on. Awesome. Okay, we'll come back to that. Thank you very much, Joel. That's awesome. Okay, I don't think people contributing to open source should worry about I must contribute to a React project, I must contribute to this project. Contribute to anything. Don't wait for the perfect project. I'll tell you why. Because if you're waiting for the perfect project or looking for the perfect project, you won't find it. if you're contributing, just doing lots of little other contributions and other things, you will find the perfect project without even realizing. So if you just because you contribute to, say, one of mine and one of someone else's, doesn't mean you have to contribute to theirs forever, right? You might contribute to it today and never again, and that's fine. If you find another project that you want to contribute to, just don't wait for that perfect project. Get contributing. So let's see. Who else needs a green square for today? Ritvich. Oh, I'm so bad at pronouncing names. I'm so sorry. I can resolve as well. Okay, we've got a few people. Awesome. Okay, right. Let's assign these out. Let's have a look. So this one needs to get resolved. Someone said it looks good to me, but now there's a conflict afterward. So let's assign these. So let's have a look. Who have we got? We have got a Gaushik. Let's assign this one to you. I think you're in here, right? You're in our organization. Oh, no, you're not. I can't assign that to you. Okay. And then we've got Ritvit. Okay, let me try that. I think you're in here. Yeah, you're in here as well. So let me assign this one to you. And then here we go. So you should get a notification. This one's for you. And then this is number 177. So let's go to the next one. Bear in mind, if you resolve the conflict and someone else puts another pull request in, then you're going to get another conflict. But it's all good practice, right? And each time you get a conflict and resolve it, you get another green square. So it's not the end of the world. So this one will assign to the next person. Who was it? Gaushik, if you want this one. I can't assign it to you because you're not in the organization for some reason. I'm pretty sure I invited you. Have you accepted it? Joel, I need a green square ASAP. Joel, you raised an issue, I think, so you got a green square. But if you want another green square, then we can do. There's loads of pull requests. So what have we got? Gaushik, what's your GitHub username? This is why your GitHub username should be the same as your Twitter username, the same as your LinkedIn username, the same as your Discord username, to make it easier to find people. Oh, there you are. You got a different icon. That's why. Okay, that confused me. I think this is you. Yeah, and have the same profile picture across all the platforms, because then it is easier for people to find you and know who's who and so forth. So I've assigned that to you as well. And we've got another conflict here, and you might have to resolve these more than once. Joel's got one as well. Joel, I haven't added you, I don't think. Let me add you to the organization. So if I go to people, I'll just add you to the organization. Let's have a look. There we go. Invite. Send you an invitation. There you go. Invitation's on its way. And don't forget, if you want it to appear on your profile for other people to see, then you need to go to the people list and find your own name. I can't do this for you, and change private to public, and therefore it'll appear on your profile for everyone else to see. If anyone else wants an invite, let me know. Okay, so that one, the next one, where is it gone? This one is for Joel. I can't assign it to you just yet, Joel, but when you accept the invitation, I'll assign it to you. Okay. Oh, we've got another person here. I'm pretty sure that you're invited. Let's check. If I get too many, we might have to create issues for them. I'll do them later. You don't want to all watch me just inviting people to the organization. Oh, no, you're not invited. There you go. Invitation sent. Don't forget to make it public if you want it to appear on your profile as well. Okay, awesome. Okay. I think I assigned it to you already. Did I not? Which one was yours? Let me check. I'm pretty sure I assigned one to you. Did I not? I'm lost in the chat. Okay. Let me assign a few more and come back to the ones that I know I haven't done. I'll wait for people to accept first. So, Jivesh, have you accepted? I'm pretty sure I have one. Did I assign one to you? Let me check. Assignee, here we go. Let's have a look. No, I haven't assigned one to you. Okay, so I'm doing it wrong. Let's assign. I don't think I've given this one to anyone. 179. Has anyone got 179? I don't think so. Okay, so we're good. We're good. Let's have a look. I don't think I've made a mess of this just yet. Right. Okay, 179. So 180. Who have we got next? Who hasn't got one? Slayer, can you what's your GitHub username, and I will add you. Shubham wants one as well. Awesome, I'm loving this. Right, and if you have any, get working on your ones assigned to you, and if you need any help, let us know. Whoever gets theirs in first will only have to resolve the one conflict. Remember, if someone gets theirs in before you, you're going to have to resolve the conflict again with their new piece of work. So it's going to be quite fun. It's a bit of a race. There we go. Here's one for you, Shubham. Okay. Okay, we've got a few more people. How should I view the merge conflict on GitHub itself? Can you tell me once again? Yeah, I'll pick one and we'll go through it again now. Don't worry, I'll show you all how to do that. So this is 80. I need to add one more person real quick. I don't think I've missed anyone. If I have, apologies. You're going to have to remind me in the chat. There we go. Don't forget to make it public on your profile if you want it to appear for everyone else. You do that by going to people under the organization, finding your name, and where it says private, only you can change it to public against your own name. Okay, so this one is number 180. Right, who else did we need to assign to? Who's accepted their invite? How can I inf the link? I don't know what inf is. Gargan, I'm always missing you. Are you in the organization? Sorry, let me pick another one for you. You don't have a profile picture and I can't match it to a picture on GitHub. That's why. Is this you? I'm guessing this is you. Okay, I've assigned you again. Thanks for the reminder. Apologies for missing you. It's because you don't have a picture on your YouTube account. I need that picture to help me kind of remember who's who. So this is 181. So let me pick one and fix it. 181. We're almost there, right? Oh, wow. That is actually all those conflicts done. Okay. So once you've all done those, all those conflicts will be sorted. That's awesome. So, right. I love it how people are helping other people in the chat. Do help other people. It's a great way for you to learn and for you to network and for people to remember you. So do get involved in the conversation. Right, everyone, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. It really helps support the channel. I really appreciate it. And if you need to go, then just put us on mute and leave the live stream running. It would really help my stats. So I want to resolve one to give you a demo. But if I resolve one, then I want to steal one from someone else, which I don't want to do. So maybe I'll create another conflict, right? Should we create another conflict just for fun? So the way we can do it is in this issue, I'm going to create another conflict. And who haven't I added? I don't think I added myself to it. Let's see. Right at the end was... yes, I didn't add myself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add myself. I don't know if I add this person as well. Let me see. More. No, I didn't add this person, so let me add them as well. Right, so I want to do this. I'm going to hit comment, and then the bot, the all contributors bot, will automatically raise a pull request. It will put a comment in here, and then it will conflict. And I'll go fix it to show you all how to do that again. Let's have a look. Any easy way to undo last commit? That's a great question. You can't do that from the UI, I don't think. I've never actually tried. On the command line, there's a couple of ways you can do it. You can, if you haven't pushed the commit, you can then do a git reset -- soft and then do head caret. That's really bad explanation. Should I just show you in the command line? Is that behind my head? No, you can see that. So you can do this on the command line, but be careful. You must make sure you're only undoing your commit and it's not pushed. So you've got git reset soft, -- soft head, and I'll undo the last commit, but be really careful because you could undo other people's commit. And if you've already pushed it, I highly recommend not doing that. If you've pushed it, what I recommend you doing is doing git revert and then the hash, like the 5-digit hash or 5-character hash or the really long one. And what it will do, it will put a new commit in, but do the complete opposite of what you did in your commit. And that's really good because that keeps the history and people can see that. And when we squash the history to get merged in, it will get hidden anyway. But in terms of the pull request, the history is there so people can see if by mistake it was reverted, it can also be reverted again and so on. So I highly recommend using git revert. I hope that helps. Right, there we go. So all contributors bot has put that up. So let me go to this pull request. It will be a new pull request, and it will be a conflict, of course, and I'm going to fix it. How is that not a conflict? This is not a conflict because it's taken the latest update. That's really interesting. So it's taken the latest update from that branch, whereas all the other pull requests got done all at the same time, like in parallel. So they took the older code, created a pull request, but by the time they finished creating the pull request, something had changed already. I'd merged the first one, and so they all became out of date. So that's fine. I'll wait for someone to do their pull request, and it'll make a conflict in this one, and we can resolve it together. So how is everybody doing? Have we got one person to fix their pull request? I can merge it in. It will make a conflict in my pull request. Let's have a look. Right. We can also reset, then force push, undo the commit from GitHub I've already pushed. Never do a force push unless you're the only person working in that branch. And even then it is really dangerous because the history will diverge and you will have all sorts of weird conflicts that won't make sense. I really don't understand the need for force pushing. I never use it. You don't need it. Actually, I think it's on the protected branches that I use on my repos, I disable that. Force push is not allowed. If it's in a feature branch and you're the only person working on it or a bug branch, then that's fine. But really don't do that. Force push is really bad practice. You will solve one problem and create 10 more. Trust me, I wouldn't do it. Let's have a look. Git reset hard's used to delete completely. Yes, you can do that. I prefer soft. Hard is another option. Revert is your best friend. Trust me, revert is your best friend. Let me check if we can do something in here. I don't think we can. So if you take this hash, you can then do a git revert on that or do a new commit. But I don't think we can do anything. No, you can't do anything in the UI as far as I can tell. But on the command line, if you do git revert and then that hash, then it will do a new commit, but do the opposite of what was in that commit, which is really, really interesting. Nathan, divergence last night, even though it hasn't changed, hadn't pulled anything, and there was only trying to push one thing to extra readme. Something must have changed. Your histories wouldn't have been the same, so there must have been something different. Git log is really good to see what's different. Right, has anyone updated the pull request yet? I want to get a conflict on mine so I can show you how to do that. Have we got anybody? How do I tell? I have to go into each one. Let's have a look. I can work on this, and this one was assigned to you. Oh, Jivesh. Oh, there's assigned to somebody else. Okay, hopefully I haven't messed this up. But that's not resolved. That's not resolved. This is your one, Jivesh. Is that resolved? Not yet. Anybody need help on resolving? And then this one's not a resolving one. It's a different one. It's a feature. So let's have a look. We need to get. How's the clock ticking? The clock's ticking. We need to get these resolved. So, who needs some help? Can you please show me how to test a PR before merging? Yes, that's another really good question. We did have a support question on this actually, and it'd be really good to know if the support question answers that question. So support, there was issues. If we look, there was one somewhere. I think there was test. Maybe we closed it already, but it was a really good discussion. Yes, as a project maintainer, how to test an incoming PR before merging. So it was really interesting. It's a great question. I think it was you who raised this question, actually. And I suggested two ways, and I found that the best way, you download the patch from GitHub by going to the pull request and appending to the URL .patch, and that gives you a file. Then you can apply that locally, and then you can test it. And once you're happy, then you can just merge that pull request. Shubham, need help missing the beginning. Okay, Shubham, what I'm going to do is I want to steal your pull request so I can show everybody, and I'll give you a new one because a new one's going to conflict, so don't worry. So this is your one, right? Your 180, I think. So what you do is you open the pull request link, and you can see down here that this one's out of date. Interesting, it's not a conflict. Okay, that's interesting. I was expecting to be a conflict. Okay, let me make it into a conflict. Don't worry. Let me make it. I'll merge. Actually, let me keep that open. I'll merge my pull request real quick. Well, I say mine, but the one that I haven't assigned to anyone. and I'll just quickly just check it, make sure it's okay. New person added. Yep, all looks good. Right, and then if I approve it, and then yours will conflict, and I can resolve yours, and we'll create a new one, so don't worry, for you to fix. And it'll be good for everyone to see that. So I'm just going to squash that. I want to merge it. Yours should conflict. So if I delete that branch, I don't want old stale branches there. So if I go to your one now, I refresh it. How is that not conflicting? That is definitely conflicting. Let's give it a moment. Maybe GitHub needs a moment to kind of merge in the other one. That is definitely conflicting. It would have changed the same lines because now it will have the next person in. There we go. That would have changed the same lines. Definitely would have conflicted. Okay, let's just update it. I'm sure it's going to conflict. It must conflict after this build. What? Maybe GitHub is smarter than I realized. Okay, yours doesn't conflict. So yours is actually supposedly not any work to do on that one. But the others have conflicts. So we can, if anyone else needs help, I'll pick their one. And like I said, we can create another one as well. Because there is that issue, I need to add myself as well, right? So I was down here, I think. Not git revert. If I add another person and I put Eddie, it should cause a conflict. I'll be surprised if it doesn't. For I don't know, for live streaming and not doing very much and talking a lot. That's where you're meant to say in the chat, no, Eddie, you do a lot. Okay, let me catch up with the chat real briefly. Let me just, I don't know, let's put maintenance, let's put Eddie in. Here we go. Should I see a resolve conflict button if there's a merge conflict? You should. If you don't, let me know. I wonder, yeah, you should see it. I wonder maybe because you don't have the right permissions. You might have to resolve it on the command line. That's a bit strange. I didn't think about that. We might have to check it. Need help. Yeah, okay, we'll go through it again. Missed the beginning 2 stupid meetings. Cryo, stupid meetings, I know. I've got meetings in like 30 minutes as well. So if you don't see the resolve button, you can't see it. That's really, really interesting. So let me just check before I resolve these conflicts, or give another demo of how to resolve a conflict. So when you go to a pull request, you don't see this resolve button. Really? That's interesting. Even if it's grayed out, because grayed out means I need to do it on the command line, I think. This conflict is to commit, you need to solve it like on the command line. That's fine. But quite interested that you don't see the button. Interesting. But does it say conflict though? That's quite interesting. So that's a really good challenge we've got now. So how can you resolve the conflict if you haven't got the permission to push to develop? I'm guessing that's, oh, didn't mean to click on that. I'm guessing that's what the problem is. You haven't got permission to push on develop. So you could fork, switch this branch and fix it, but that's a lot more work, which is quite interesting. We could do a demo of that. I could show that and see, but that's an interesting one. Okay. Merging is blocked. Yeah, you won't be able to merge. That's fine. But I would have thought you'd be able to resolve the conflicts. So that's quite interesting. Yeah, it's saying conflict, but you haven't got the button. Okay, so we'll show you how to resolve it another way. Don't worry, we've got time. So let me pick one that isn't assigned to anyone, and then or is assigned, and I can create another one. So let's have a look. So okay. Shubham, you won't have a button. You should see what I see. That is correct if you have that. Jivesh, you should see it says conflict. I don't know if you get the button or not. Let me know. Same with Gaushik. You should have conflict. And same with Ritvich. I'm so sorry. I really apologise. Don't hold it against me. I'm just a coder. Only those with right access can merge. But yeah, you won't be able to merge. Absolutely. But what about, that's what it says for the conflict. Okay. So the way to resolve the conflict, if you haven't got the permissions to merge it, which kind of is a bit weird because you wouldn't have the permissions to merge it. So that's correct. Is if you fork the repo, so hit fork at the top, And I can do this with my account and show you how to do this. Let's try it. Let's try it. I can do it on the command line as well. Would you prefer web or command line? Let's see. I can pick one that was quite complicated, and I can do it like this one was. This is a mean one. This one needs to resolve on the command line, but it's correct pronunciation. Don't worry. Okay, thank you. I started sweating the stress. Okay. Right, how's everybody doing? Everyone still awake, still with me? Do you prefer web? I did web already. I can do web again, and I can do on the command line too. It is very, very similar. GitHub command line. I know VS Code does a lot of fancy stuff with this, which I haven't tried, but we can try. Actually, let's try VS Code. I know it does a lot of the heavy lifting for us. Okay, let's have a look. So, let me bring over VS Code here. Okay. There'll be an extra step that you need to do if you're doing it in a fork. And again, I can demo that if that helps people. So let's have a look. Right, what have we got? Let me check what branch I'm in. Let me bring my terminal over here. Actually, you know what? I can do terminal in here. Right. So I'm in branch 98. Let me change from that. And let's go to... Let's have a look. So we're in the command line. So I want to fix this one, because this one's a bit mean because it has to be done on the command line. So I'm going to fix this one. So Gaushik, I'm stealing yours, but we'll create you another one. Don't worry. So I'm going to copy that, and what it does is just copies the branch. And if you fork, you will get all the branches because it's distributed. So you'll get a complete copy. So if you fork it, clone the repo, and then switch to that branch. So I've already got the repo cloned, and that's not a forked version, but it's just the same. The only extra step is you'll have to raise an additional pull request. This should be fun. We'll try it. We'll figure it out together. So let me switch to that branch. Okay, check out. Switch to that branch. Right? Oh, I need to do a pull first. Then we switch to develop. I'm just going to stash my changes. Don't worry about that. Right, and if I do a pull, let's pull all the latest, all the branches. Okay, so we've got all these branches come down, which is great because I want, and actually I should merge that in to develop to make sure that's up to date, just in case I want to do any merging. Can you see that? Is that behind my head? Let me, my big head's in the way. Oh, not open contacts. Let me make this a bit smaller, move it up. There we go. Okay, so I've got latest and develop, and you can check by doing git log, or you can use down the side, you've got git lenses, you can see that. So next, I want to switch to that branch. So now I'm in this branch, and I can see, if I go to git log again, or if I go to git lenses, we can see I'm in this branch, and that's the file history. Don't want that one. I don't want line history. I don't want compare, and I don't want search. What I want is the branch that I'm in, which is this one, and we can see this is the last commit, and we can see on GitHub as well, if we go to the commits tab, that, yeah, again, these are the last commits 10 days ago. Yeah, like a week ago. Docs and origin. Okay, looks good. So what I want to do is I will need to then go git merge develop, and it's going to bring develop into this branch, and the branch I'm in, is that big enough for everybody? Should I make it a little bit bigger? The branch that I'm in, make it one size bigger as well. How's that? Is that better? So what I did is I did a pull, and I merged the develop on GitHub into my local develop, and I checked that it's up to date. And then I switch the branch that I want to switch to. I also check that it's the right one. And now if I merge in, it's going to conflict, right? It says I've got two conflicts in the README and in the all contributors. And I can check that in multiple ways. I can do a git status -s, and it's going to show me these two files change, but they're both UU, which means conflict. So if I go to here, it's going to show me that these are in conflict, and I can resolve the conflict in here. And VS Code does this awesome thing where it gives you these buttons where you can say accept current change, accept incoming change, accept both, compare. You can do all sorts of things, which is really, really good. But I'm going to resolve it completely manually, just like I did on the GitHub Web UI, which you can also do. So I'm going to delete this, and there we go at the beginning of the object, and then the end of the object I need to close. and then I need to put a comma, and then I need to then open for the next object, and then that closes automatically. So that is done. I'm saving with that. I'm happy with that. So I'm going to stage that, and I'm happy with that now. Are you sure you want to stage with conflicts? No, I've resolved the conflicts. Yes. Oh, it still thinks there's a conflict. Did I miss something? Oh, I did miss something. Oh, unstage that. How do I unstage? Merge stage. Stage changes. No, that's why. It's a good point. Thank you. So I missed. So actually, did I miss anything else? No, I just didn't miss the closing one. So that was the middle. I missed the closing one. So that's fine. So let me do that again. And I just need to remove that one. There we go. Okay, we're all good. So now if I add that, are you sure you want to stage? I've resolved it. There we go. Okay. But the README I didn't fix. So that is incorrect. I want to unstage that. And then in the README, I want to do it. This one's a bit easier because I just want to keep both. So I want to keep that one and I want to keep the one underneath. Oh, it's got 2 badges. Interesting. I don't want both badges. What is the difference? Let's have a look. Is it the number 8 and 6? So we'll just keep the 8, which is the newest one. Oh, that's an interesting one. I haven't seen that one before. Okay, and then I'll just remove these Git conflict lines. Let me save that. Let's commit and push that, and I'll check out the chat. I know I've been ignoring the chat for a moment. So done that. Okay, those are done. I prefer doing the commits on the command line. So if I do a git status, you can see now they're M's. So I can go git commit docs. I want all of them, and I'm going to say resolved conflicts. I'm just going to hit enter. Oh, I need to remember I must put an I because it was a conflict, so my commit needs an I. This is why using like GUIs hides a lot of it from you. You don't know what's going on. And then I want to push that up to that branch. So if I do git push origin is GitHub because you might have multiple sources. And before I do that push, let's just check on GitHub how the commits. If I refresh this, you can see there's 2 commits. And if I go to the conversation, you can see that it's conflicting. So if I now hit enter, the conflict should disappear and there should be an extra... Oh, I typed my password wrong. Okay, so I've pushed that up. It should now appear in that branch. As you can see, it's appeared in that branch. I've resolved the conflict on the command line. You can actually click on this and see exactly what I did if you want. That's what I changed. I think that looks good. I don't think I messed anything up in there or in there, so that's okay. And then it will now pass. So I will need to give you another one. So tag the right person. I resolved as a demo on a live stream. I will get you another PR conflict to resolve. Comment. Okay, it's always good to document what you do so people don't think you're stealing things from them and so on. So we'll get you something else. All right, does that help people? Let me know in the chat. I see increased font size. Hopefully I did do that at the right time. Joel, if I may ask, are you working on Discord bot or what you're working on? Joel, is this the Discord bot repo, but I'm just resolving conflicts and pull requests. Before I add new features, I want to get the pull requests down, to 0, because when you work with a team of people, I don't know if you've experienced this, but everyone seems to want to do their feature. But if all features get stuck in pull requests, then those features are kind of useless because they're not being used. So I'm really keen on first do pull requests, as in review pull requests, and then go add new features, because I'd rather have 5 features that are merged in and being used and adding value to the project, rather than 100 features that are just stuck in pull requests but no one can use them or benefit from them. Okay. Jivesh, yes, you won't get the resolve conflict button. I think we've established that no one gets that. It was just me. So you will need to do what I just did in the command line. Did you see that? Hopefully that made sense. Let me just get this merged in so we can create some more conflicts for people. Approved looks good to me. Thumbs up. Submit. Squash. Let's squash that in. Okay. And I'll delete that branch, no longer need it. Okay. Awesome. So pull request numbers are slowly going down. We're down to 9. We've got a few more to do. I wonder if this one's conflicted yet. It didn't before, which was really strange. It must conflict now. Yes. Okay. I want to give this. Who did I steal the pull request from? Was it? It was Gaushik. I want to give you this one, which I think is a little bit more straightforward, as it's a README conflict. Unless someone else gets their pull request in first, and it could increase and get worse. Right. So by me showing it to you in the UI again won't help, because like I think people have pointed out, you don't get the resolve button. But you can do it locally. To do it on the command line. Have a go. So who's actually started having a go at it locally, and who needs help? Ask specific questions though when you're asking for help. Don't say, "Oh, I need help." Say, "Well, I need help merging in, forking the project," or "I need help at what stage you're at." You need to fork the project. Step 1. Step 2, you need to clone it. Step 3, and we can actually put that in the issue. Let's put that in the issue. So here we go. Resolve conflicts. So these are the steps. So steps to follow. 1 is fork the project. Then 2 is clone the fork project locally. 3, you would need to change to the branch with conflicts. Can't spell conflicts. 4, fix conflicts. 5, commit conflicts to branch. Let me think. Yeah, that would work. And then 6, create pull request. Remember, when you're creating a pull request, you need to create the pull request. Let me actually add that to the description. You need to create a pull request, create pull request on source repo, this repo. Here we go. So what you'll need to do is when you go to pull request and you create a new one, bear in mind that you need to compare across forks. Hit that and it should select your user, and then you can select the branch that you were making changes to. Just keep that in mind. Okay, yeah, I did try, thank you. Okay, awesome. Switch to that folder. Oh, switch to that folder, thank you, yes. You are right, I take that for granted, which is really, really bad of me. So thank you for reminding me. You're right. Edit. Clone the fork locally. 3 will be switch to that folder. So fork the project, clone it locally, which will be, I can put the command in, right? Git clone URL of fork, and then cd to folder name. And then to change the branch, it will be git checkout branch name, and then resolve conflicts. You can resolve them in different ways. Then commit conflicts to branch. Again, I won't put that command in because you can do it in the VS Code or however you do it. But so it's git commit lowercase I. Stop auto completing. Stop auto completing. If I do IM and then delete the M, yes, stupid autocomplete. How did it change again? Stop changing. Okay. -M, commit message. Please don't commit it with just a commit message and dot. You will need to add the actual file. Fix conflicts. I've just noticed something. 4, and then this will be 5, and then 6 will be fix conflicts, resolve conflicts with git add file name. Fix conflicts, commit it, and push. Aha, we missed some steps. This is why it's so good to do it with multiple people, because then you realize push changes to branch, which is git origin, git push origin, and then branch name. Okay, hopefully that works. Click compare across forks to show your fork repo. There we go. How's that? So I did that. I've cloned the repo, switched to the folder, but on Git branch, I see I need to develop. Yeah, so you need to change to your branch. Do git checkout the name of your branch, and the name of your branch is at the top of the pull request. You can just click on this little copy button, and then you can grab those. I'll leave this up here for people to see as well. Do we have to do pull request to master or to develop? When you're raising the pull request, you do it to the default branch, which in our case is develop. If you go to the repo, you can see the default branch, which is develop. And actually, I'm going to rename the master branch while I'm waiting for people to raise those pull requests. So let me rename the master branch. And I have a video on this if you want to see it in more details. Please share a link of this issue, Eddie. If I share a link of the issue, yeah, the one we were talking about just now, this one. Okay, there we go. There are the steps in that link. On develop branch, on terminal I only see develop branch. Should I put a particular branch name I want to work in? Yes, don't create a new branch. Put the branch name of the pull request that you're trying to resolve. You should see that there. Let me do that. Well, I could do that and just check it and see. Yeah, you should get all the branches. So if you do a git minus a, so if I do if you do a git, oh, not over there, git branch minus a, it should list all the branches, and you should be able to switch to the one that you want. What does origin refer to? Does it mean default? It means origin is where you've cloned the project to. So when you want to keep your fork up to date, you need to add another remote, which then you have origin for your fork, but then you will have one called upstream, which is for the original repo, which is our community repo in this case. So it's a really good question. How to do it using VS Code? How to do what? Gaushik, need to be specific. I think it's a really good practice for everybody to be specific. And you might have mentioned what you were talking about before, but I've had like 5 conversations since then, so I kind of, I've got no memory, so my memory is terrible. So yeah, it's good to just always be specific. So in VS, what do you want to do? I cloned locally and opened a VS Code. I don't use VS Code to do switching branches, but I'm pretty sure you can. Is it click down here? Is that behind my head? Click down here, and I think you can switch branches, but I've never tried that. I do it on the command line. Give it a go and let us know. I can maybe if I copy, would it help if I copied these commands into that issue as an example? So it will be clone. I can go from the switching the branches maybe. If I copy that in, would that help? I put that into that issue. I lost the issue now. Here we go. Example, real. That's behind my head again, Eddie. Real example. Real example on the CLI for Git. I don't know how it's going to turn out on the screen there. How does that look? Does that help? I think that looks quite... Ugh. I mean, I can delete some information. So I switch to my branch. Then I check it with a log. Then I merge in develop. And then it'll tell me I've got 2 conflicts. And then what do I do next? I did a status just to prove that I've got these 2 conflicts and which files are they conflicting in. Then I resolved it in VS Code, hence why I've gone to EMS. Then I did a commit, but it failed. I can remove that step just to remove a bit of code. You don't want the failing one, you want the success one. So if I remove that one, And then I had to put the I this time and it worked. Resolve conflicts. I got my password wrong, so I don't need to enter that. Let me just put that comment in for people to see. How's that? Hopefully that helps people as well. Please put spacing in the command you just copied from VS Code. Put spacing, what, between each section? That could be a good idea, actually. So what, between each command? So I ran checkout, and then I did git log, which I can remove the git log. You don't need to know that one. Then I did git merge develop, which is correct. And next, you've got these arrows for that line, but you're right. If I put enter, it does help. Can I put a comment, as in like resolved in VS Code? How does that look? Does that come out okay? Yeah, okay, good. That comes out as a comment, and the commit, and then that's it. So that might help actually. So how does that? That's more readable. Nice, good suggestion. I like that. Love getting community suggestions. We do a live stream to get our community like more organized. I think into a lot of these regular questions, we should do some. Just got so many ideas. So and that's why I need your help. Question: what do you prefer, VS Code or Vim? I use Vim for quick stuff, but I use VS Code if I'm doing a bit more. VS Code is really nice. Eddie, I'm going to check out the branch and leave you with the rest. See you later. No, not check out the branch. You do the fix and push it and raise the pull request. You're almost there. Almost there. And if you want to make the command bold, I don't think I can make the command bold because it's a code block. So I don't think I can put in make it bold in this block. I don't think I can use Markdown or HTML or anything in that block, is my understanding, because it will render it as a pre-tag. So it will render it as raw. But a good suggestion, but unfortunately I can't do that. Let me see, Joel. If you need to go, no problem. But be keen. I can resolve your pull request if you want. Let me see. Who else have we got? How's everybody doing? People resolving it on the command line. How's this one going? And this one's now got a conflict. Okay. Awesome. So how's everybody getting on? Who have we got? So we've got Shupam has a 180 issue, a pull request. And we've got, this is just me logging in my notes. And then we've got Jivesh on 179. We've also got Ritvij on 177. I think that is it. Let's get these resolved. I think you can bold it with comment. I don't think you can because it's in a pre-comment. I can try, but I really don't think it will work because it's in pre-tags. But I could be wrong. Let's find out. I don't think it renders what's inside. No, so it will still keep the markdown stuff. It will still remain the same. It won't render it. Joel, how can I contribute to this project? I'm literally just watching you do magic and I want to contribute so bad. Joel, let's do it. Yes, I like the passion and enthusiasm. So at the moment, just resolving conflicts. If you want to actually make some coding changes, it's written in Node and TypeScript. And we do have some bugs if you want to fix, actually. We can have a quick look now. There is this bug. It really, it's like a good first issue, so perfect for you. And it really bugs me, pardon the pun, because it is a bug. But what you need to do is, the issue is people who get loads of smiley faces and thumbs up on their comments, they get the in the Discord get a role of high value, but the bot gets it as well, and I don't want the bot to get it. So what you need to do is something similar to this, where you say it will be in. I think I put a link into it. No, I didn't. I can put a link to where the code is, but we need to do something similar like this, where when it goes into the function, if it's the bot, just return, just ignore. So it will be high value code. So let me put this into the ticket so it's a bit easier. Let me see. I don't see it. I called it message reaction add. That's really bad. I need to rename that file. But in here, it doesn't check. yeah, it doesn't check for if it's a bot or not that's getting the reaction, and we should ignore that. So let's have a look. So not this one, it will be this one, the export. So in here at the top, we could add something in there. So let me just add that to the ticket. Let's have a look. From example above, 1, 2, 3, TypeScript, can paste that in, give an example, and it needs to be added to here. I think, you double check this, I think it should go here. How does that sound, Joel? As just get started, get into it. Once you start contributing, things snowball. We have much bigger bugs and much bigger features that we want to do. So many exciting things, because I do have this awesome map that I briefly started. Who wants to see it while those progress are getting resolved? Where can I find open source projects related to languages I know? You can filter. It's when you go to issues or projects, you can filter. So when you search, you can filter. You can also look at trending projects and then filter them. So if I go to explore at the top, you can go to trending, and then you can filter by any language as well. So if you want, I don't know, TypeScript, for example, you can filter by TypeScript and find the projects. But these are trending projects. They're going to be big and popular and busy. And the difficulty with that is things change very fast and the barrier to entry is quite high, which is why I like getting people involved in smaller projects to just build up their confidence and getting used to all these different terminologies and buttons and things and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, we'll build up to that. And our projects will go. Tijer's, long time. How are you? Please don't forget to share the link of the issue. You jotted everything down. Oh, I did share the link. I'll share it again for you. Here we go. I'll even tag you this time so you don't miss it. There is an option B in the menu bar above your comment. Select the command and press B on the menu bar above your comment section. What was that for? I don't remember. Oh, if you want to make it bold. Yeah, the B will just put stars around it. So if I do this and hit B, yeah, it just puts stars around it, but it's not going to work because it's in the code block. So it won't obey it. It will just put it out as is. But yeah, good suggestion to let everyone know. So thank you very much for that. So Joel, if you're still around, let me know if that sounds of interest to you and hopefully makes sense and a lot more. Let me show you the map that I've got, actually. Let me show the map I've got for everyone. Really excited about this. This is real-time map of where people are in the world, of where you are all in the world, not people, where you are, where our community is. And I want to change it slightly, but for now I can quickly show you. So if I just switch back, what branch was I in before? I forget. Let me switch back to the branch that I was in before. It was this one. I'm reviewing a bigger pull request at the moment. So let's go to that branch. Right. And if I just start up the bot, okay, and if I bring up the map as well, you're gonna love this. Bear with me, everyone. You're gonna love this. Trust me. It's like real-time animated map of where people are, and then you have to add your location to it as well. So if I bring over Discord onto here as well, and go to the bot channel, right? And if I boot up the other project, which is the map project. Again, it's in our organization. So if you do want to see it, it is here. I think I put a screenshot. Let me show you the screenshot. Where is it? Yeah, the bot map. And if I scroll down, this is what it is. It shows where people are in the world and zooms to each person as they kind of appear, which is pretty cool. I need to make it a bit better still. So bear with me. Let me just boot up the map. Let's bring up the map now. It's going to be localhost 4000, I think. Once it starts, I'll let you know. Let me catch up with the chat and see how everyone's doing. I think I'm done resolving the conflict. Should I make a new pull request? Yes! Do it! Let's get it merged in. Yes! That's made my day. Thank you very much. Yeah. Let's do it. Okay, let me just check if that... Eddie, we're about to discuss about the community website today. I think you forgot about that. Well, we're going to do the website today. I don't think we've got time for that. I need to go in 5 minutes. But we'll have to do another live stream where we do the website. And I wanted a holding page. You're right. I wanted a holding page with Tailwind, and then just a holding page, and we can talk about what we're going to do. So that is going to be happening. We'll have to do another live stream. As always, things just go too fast, or time goes too fast, and it's just awesome to hang out with you all. So thank you all for being here. So here's the map. There you go. It's jumping to different people. There we go. Lots of images missing. I don't know why images are missing. Oh, we're missing people's images. That was working. Maybe I busted it. I'm not sure. Okay, interesting. But it's jumping around the world, jumping quite fast where people are in the world, and then it will zoom out once it's finished going through everybody. So I definitely need to fix that. Yes, it zooms out and shows everyone. But interesting why it can't get people's images. And the way you do it, if you want to appear on the map, is in here you would just update your location. So you would go bio, I've forgotten, it's been so long, location, and I'm in 2 pipes. I'm in, let me make it bigger for people. I'm in London, but let me just put myself in Paris. So if I hit enter, this should then move me to Paris. But interesting, as you can see, Eddie says Paris, France at the top left. And then it zooms out again. I don't know why everyone's... I'll put myself back in London because otherwise I'll get confused where I am. But let's have London. And then you'll see it moves back already without me refreshing, or happens in live. But interesting why the icons are missing. I'll have to figure that out. That's a stream for another time. Yeah, so many things we wanted to do today. But you're right, Gagan. Thanks for the reminder. Okay, so who's got a pull request ready? I think Ritvij had a pull request ready. Let's have a look. Which one was yours? This one. And so you should have a new pull request. It's gone to 10. Yes. Tell me we have a new one. Yes. Awesome. Yes, and you've done it. So you've gone from your branch to, I forgot to mention this. I'm really, really impressed that you've done that. And rather than going to develop, because we were talking about develop, you're going to the branch that you create updates to, and you resolve the conflicts. Love this. This is perfect. This is great. So you can see you've resolved that. That looks good to me. Yeah, looks good. And even if this number is wrong and should be 10, next time we do another pull request or the bot creates it, it will update it. So it's not the end of the world. As long as this JSON file isn't broken, that's the most important. But that looks good. Awesome. So let's get that merged. So you would have got a green square for the commit, a green square for raising the pull request. And if you raised an issue, you would have got a green square. It would have been 3 green squares for a bit of work, which is awesome. Looks good. Awesome. So now in the Discord chat, I know people can ask you for help as well on how to do this. So let's squash and merge it. Let's bring that in. Oh, actually, I might not squash it because I think it might cause some other weird behavior, because we're going from not going into the default branch, we're going into another branch. So I'll just do a normal merge for now. Okay, confirm merge. Okay, awesome. And so now if we go to this one, is it going to take me to the pull request? No. Actually, one thing that could have been done to make it a bit easier is if I get, where is the pull request that I gave to you? This one. This is number 177. So in your pull request, I resolved the conflicts in this branch. It would be good if I just edited that, and I want to put the number in there so people can find out which one. So that's been merged. You got your green squares for today. And if I click on that and now come to here, it should have you resolved the conflicts and I merged it. And then now it has more conflicts, probably because I did some other merging in the meantime when you did your fork. So that's fine. So if I go back to it, I can resolve these to show everyone how to do it again. You can see it's a lot smaller than when you did. You had a lot more to resolve. I'm going to close that, delete that. It opens the object, and then I'm going to close that one. Close the array, and then close the object. And then open, and put a comma, and then open the object. And then this one has got that in there. Let's omit that. I think that's okay now. That looks alright, I think. That looks like valid JSON. And you can always do online JSON validation as well. Right. We can go JSON validator, I think. Just paste that in just to check. Validate. Valid. Okay. So if I go back to that, I've lost it now. Scroll to the top, and I can mark that as resolved. Oh, there's another file. And again, this one is adding the people, which is fine. We want both of them. There we go. I think that's correct. And if there's any duplicates, it will overwrite them anyway. So it's not the end of the world. But I don't think there are duplicates. We're okay. So there's no other conflict. Oh, there is a line there. Don't want that one. Oh, missed that. Okay. Let's mark as resolved and commit it. It's thinking about it. It's thinking about it. Looks like it's done. It should be good. And let's just review it. Just check that we're happy with it. It was adding Garrett, and Garrett's been added after all those conflicts. And I think it looks good. And Garrett's been added down here as well. Perfect. Good team effort, everyone. Loving that. And it should go green in a second, and we can get this merged. And then the other ones will get more conflicts, and they'll probably need to be resolved again. I made a PR. Please check. No, Ridvid, it was really good. Let's get this merged. Add your review. I'm going to review it. Let's get this in. Looks good to me. Thumbs up. Excellent. Excellent work, community. Loving this. Confirm merge. Delete the branch. And now if we go to the repo, we'll see a new person at the bottom. Somewhere. There we go. Perfect. Awesome work, everyone. That was really good. Okay. Yeah, really, really good. Yeah, so Gagan's asking a question. Did you do it from VS Code? So yes, Ridvig, let everybody know how you did it. Do share in the chat how you did it. It'll be good for them to know what you did and can follow similar sort of pattern. Right. I'm going to need to go soon. So this one has more conflicts. I will give people the rest of the day to look at these, but I might tomorrow just get onto them and do them if they don't get done and people get stuck. I don't think this one's got a conflict. It might be all right. I'm going to resolve conflicts with all content. I'm not going to close this yet because this is still an issue. Let's see. And that was the issue we were talking about. Let me see. Let me see. Come on, get GitHub Actions to run. This one's got some conflicts. Jivesh, do you want to resolve this or shall I? Let me know, because I can resolve this now if you want, and we can get less conflicting work, get everyone involved in less conflicting work. So we're down to 8 now, so it's pretty good, looking better. Let me see what other pull requests I can do. Add Twitter validation. So this one looks good. Let's see. So this is actually pull request that has some features in it. Probably start off from the oldest and work my way up rather than jump around. So let's have a look. If anyone has any questions or any ideas, raise them in the support repo and I can label it up appropriately. Don't worry about the labels too much. If you have a question, enhancement, or you want your GitHub profile reviewed in an open source stream, I'll try and do those once a week. And if you want your portfolio reviewed, just log it in as an open source review and we can review that. I can even get other people to join me on the live stream and review that with me and give you some feedback and some thoughts and so forth. Guggen, leave it up to you all. Okay, brilliant. Well, I'm probably going to end the stream there. I trust you all to resolve those pull requests. If you have any questions, just put a comment in the pull request. I'll get notified, and other people watching the pull request will get notified. And we'll also have a chat in Discord. I think if it's a question that is going to get asked frequently, we should log it as an issue here. And we do have discussions that we're currently testing out. So you can start a new discussion. We'll stick with issues for the moment because you get your green square. Because the problem with discussions is you don't get a green square, which is unfortunate. But you do get these threads, which is quite good. And then you can pick an answer, or I can pick an answer as mark as an answer. And then it gets resolved. So we'll stick with issues for now, but do raise an issue if you have any questions, and you get a green square for raising the issue. Then if someone else asks the same question, we can just link them to that issue. And if it gets asked by somebody else, we can give the issue a thumbs up. And then if it gets a thumbs up, I'm trying to find one with a thumbs up. If it gets a thumbs up, we can maybe get a GitHub action to order by the ones that are asked the most by thumbs up. So therefore that way in the README we can have like the top 10 most frequently asked questions and stuff like that. So do get involved in the conversation. It all counts as open source. We're all getting ready for Hacktoberfest. That's only about 6 weeks away, where you can win free swag from DigitalOcean, t-shirts, stickers. I will do an unboxing for my swag from last year because I haven't opened that yet. Review mine. Guggen, can you send raise an issue and for review, and we'll do that in a dedicated stream to reviewing people's GitHub profiles and portfolios. VS Code was showing me all the conflicts when I ran a git merge. I just cross-checked the code of the branch and the repo and resolved the JSON and the README. Awesome. That sounds good. I think it sounds scary to people, but just give it a go. There's nothing you can do wrong. Worst case is you just undo any changes you made in that branch. Worst case, you can delete the branch locally and pull it back down. Worst case, you can delete your clone and reclone the project. You shouldn't have to do that, but if that's an easier option for you now, that is something that you can do. Guggen asks, when is the video coming for GitHub Actions? I am working on it at the moment. I'm trying to make it quite a fun video, so it is coming soon. It should be done by the end of the weekend. But thank you so much for the encouragement and the chasing. It is really important for me to have that, so I really appreciate that. It is coming soon. Those of you who haven't seen, I did have a Twitter kind of a teaser video show up on Twitter, so do have a look at that. I will try and find it for you now real quick. Here we go. This is the one. So I will share that in the chat. Do check it out. That's a teaser video. Right, I really need to go to my next call. Everyone, have an awesome day, and I'll see you in a live stream soon. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and if you want to continue the conversation in the Discord, there's a link in the description below to the Discord channel, and don't forget to invite your friends. The more the merrier. Let's all open source and geek out together. Everyone, have a great day, and thank you so much for joining us on this live stream. I had so much fun. I learned a lot, and I hope you did too. Any suggestions, just raise a ticket in the support repo, or just raise it in the Discord channel, and someone will nudge you to raise it as an issue in the support repo. You get that extra green square as well, so that's really important. Everyone, have a great day, and I'll catch up with you soon. Take care. Bye.